Hello, and welcome to Nuts About Baseball, a podcast that will entertain you with discussions involving everything baseball. I'm your host, Joe Grimme, and I appreciate you joining me. Sit back, relax, and enjoy as I share my passion for the sport we call America's pastime. Welcome, everyone, to this episode of Nuts About Baseball. I'm your host, Joe Grimme, and today I am joined by Briley Seiter. Briley, thanks for joining me on the podcast today.
Thanks for having me, Joe. It's actually really exciting for me. It's my first time ever being on a podcast, so this is it's going to be a cool experience.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. I know your family. My boys played against a couple of your brothers, coached against your dad, and I knew your mom as well. I know her too. And so this is all small world here in Campbell County, but you grew up in Northern Kentucky. Tell us a little bit about your childhood and where you grew up.
Yeah, no, I started out, kind of in my younger days growing up in Silver Grove, when that was still school. Um, Sixth through eighth grade, that's kind of when I would say I start my real baseball varsity life, because I started shortstop, third base, pitcher, or catcher, depending on where I needed to be, from sixth to eighth grade there at varsity level. And I think that's where I really started to love the game of baseball and see that, the toughness that you really needed to have in order to try to be the best player that you needed to be. And, after moving out of Silver Grove, because, Silver Grove was amazing, but, things were happening there where school was declining, and we needed to make a change. So, Coach Sanders, we were really close with Coach Sanders. If there's a couple people I'll end up saying this about too, but Coach Rob Sanders, it's weird calling him Rob because I never was allowed to. But Coach Sanders, man, I owe my life to him, and he's really what drew me to Bellevue. Like, I have an amazing uncle that coached at Highlands, and he was, even at the time, obviously he was at the top of his game, and I really I wanted to beat him. I didn't want to join him. I wanted to beat him. And and I think he grew that into me, and same with Coach Sanders. Like, they built me to be that type of player in person.
Yeah.
Starting at Bellevue, obviously we came close, but never beat my Uncle Jeremy, but we did a lot of success there. I mean,
Yeah.
we went to a couple district championships, been to a regionals, and, Bellevue hadn't done that in a while, and we did that, and it's been a while since they've been back there. So, I'd say, like, my life in Bellevue is really what grew me as a person from a child to an adult.
For those listeners out there that don't know the relationship, it's Jeremy Bione, and he has been on my podcast, and he coached my boys, and he had quite a career up there at Highlands, has since retired. But yeah, the baseball, it runs throughout your family from top to bottom.
Yes, I mean, really, it all starts with my grandpa, Dave Bione, which you know very well as also.
Yeah. Yep.
He started, my love of the game starts with him when he coached at Beechwood, and they were winning a lot, and I was traveling as a little kid watching them. My Uncle Jeremy really hadn't even started his coaching career as a varsity coach yet, when my grandpa was going. And and this is where I think I grew that aspect. My Uncle Jeremy could have easily went over to Beechwood and, like, done his own thing with my grandpa. But
Yeah.
he said, I'm going to stick to my own thing. I'm going to grow my own little thing and do what I need to do to be better as a person.
Yeah.
And I think I drew that. That's what I drew from them. And it's like I said, it's just baseball. And my dad, gosh, my dad was a coach. You coached against my dad.
Yep.
He coached at Brossart for a long time. Gosh, like I said, everybody just in my family is just all about baseball, top to bottom.
We had some battles, that's for sure. And your two younger brothers and my boys played against each other. We had a few words when, Brennan might have been on third base, and
Oh,
we had some
man.
fun, though.
You either heard it from him or my mom, one of the two.
Well,
As they say, you could probably hear my mom was probably already in the parking lot from getting thrown out and yelling to you from there.
she's a fan, that's for sure. They're passionate, and so am I.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why I think you guys are all the same. We all kind of are the same in that aspect, especially with their boys. Like,
Yes.
I mean, if it comes to their boys or girls, which daughters, it's all about them.
Yep.
And especially with my mother, she's Mama Bear, and it's.
That's for
But
sure.
hey, I tell you what though, I know the battles you guys had. I know the battles that like them growing up with are what shaped them as players too. So it's all good stuff that grew everybody into great people and players.
Well, Rob Sanders, briefly, he's a legend around here and just recently retired. Tell me a little bit about what you learned from him just growing up as a young man that has helped mold you into the adult that you are today.
Oh man, I don't think we have enough time for that. Coach Sanders, I owe my life to. He said, I'll say that about him. I'll say that about Coach Gray. But Coach Sanders, I owe my life to because he's the real reason why I was able to even get out of Bellevue and go experience life away from the state of Kentucky, even.
Hmm.
I owe life wise. I mean, he's the reason why I went into social work.
Hmm.
I wanted to follow helping kids, being the family resource guy. Not even that has nothing to do with the coaching aspect or the baseball aspect.
Yeah.
And he didn't try to do that. He just like showed that to me. And it kind of just grew on me and I noticed but he put it in my head really well to do the right things, to be a good person. That's what it is all about. No matter what type of player, coach you are, if you are a good person and you do the right things, you're going to be successful. And I mean, those two things are the biggest life things that I learned. And like I said, I went to school. All my buddies went into business, all this, all that, and I was like, you know what? I don't want to make any money in my life, so I'm going to go do social work because Coach Sanders told me to. so, so
That's great.
I, but no, but from him doing everything at the Family Resource Center, I always was there as a high schooler and everything, helping him out. I mean, when I was 15, I was doing jobs that a lot older people should be doing with families, and families are looking at me like, wow, you are 15 years old and I mean you're acting like you're 30 right now. And that's how Coach Sanders kind of implemented it to me. And that's it. Like I said, I mean, gosh, man, I owe my life to him. I don't know how many times I could say that, but
Well, he's an outstanding man. I enjoyed talking with him. It was about 7, 8 months ago, and nobody in this area has a bad thing to say about him. His legacy will live on. He's affected so many people around this area, you being one of them, obviously. So you went on to play college baseball, and that was at Eastern Nazarene in Quincy, Massachusetts.
yes, sir. It was in Quincy, Massachusetts, which, if people don't know where Quincy, Massachusetts is, it's right on the outskirts of Boston. It's kind
Oh,
of like
okay.
Covington to Cincinnati,
Gotcha.
basically like that distance ish.
Yeah.
Uh, and it was a perfect draw. It was great right on the outside where you didn't have all the chaos, but if you wanted to go in, 15-minute train ride.
How did you choose that school?
So it's actually really funny. I was obviously, going all through the recruitment stuff, and you knew what kind of pitcher I was. I was never somebody that overpowered anybody. I was always somebody that, out thought you, outplayed you, and just you played their game. And I beat you. As simply it is I beat you at your game. And I never was overpowering. So a lot of the schools I was getting recruited to were the small schools around here, which were amazing. I mean, all those small schools like Asbury, Wilmington, those are great schools. And I was prepared for that. But one night at our very last summer tournament, at the end of my junior's summer, Coach Sanders, and it was like 11 o'clock at night. We're about to leave, and I get a knock on the hotel room door, and yeah, it was room check time. So, like, I was like, oh, God, I'm in trouble. So they're knocking on the door, and I answer it, and they pull me out. And yeah, Coach Rouse. I mean, if you know Mills Rouse.
Yeah.
Yes, Mills Rouse. He was the assistant coach there. Love that man. He's the one who kind of got me started in Boston because his son was the coach at Eastern Nazarene at the time.
Oh,
And he was really like, I need a pitcher. I need a guy that can go 7, 9 innings. I need someone to just eat innings. Doesn't matter who they're pitching against, they don't care. Just a guy that can just bulldog it through. And they pulled me out of my room and they were like that he would love to talk to you and everything like that, get you set up there. So it started out there, and I went on my visit, fell in love with it, hated the Red Sox, but went to Fenway 1,000 times because I mean, who wouldn't?
Right.
But I got to live a great life through college and a great experience because of those two. Like I said, Coach Rouse, big part of that, kind of just get me in there. And like I said, his son was huge for me with that. And it was really big. It was really big for me. And like I said, that's kind of where it all began.
So you played 6 seasons. I assume one of them was due to COVID, but how did you manage 6 seasons?
Yeah, so even with the off-season stuff, man, that stuff gets tiring. So but 60, I was somebody that knew they weren't gonna go play after that level. So I was like, I'll play baseball as long as I can, whoever wants me to do it, and as long as it's at a competitive level. So when I graduated when the COVID year happened, it was my senior year. And my coach was like, "You want to come back play, and you can get your master's degree while you're doing it." So that gave me a 2-year buy while I was getting my master's degree to play.
Okay.
So I was able, even after my 5th year, my coach was like, I did well. My coach was like, "Do you still want to come back?" Like, I understand. I was like, "No, absolutely, I'll be back." And now, my 6th year, it hit me. I honestly, I felt it. I was like, I'm getting older. But
Yeah.
this is not a joke. Like, I had to get my own apartment, not buy, but rent my own apartment in Boston and all that good stuff. And
Hmm.
man, I figured out how expensive renting is, especially in that area.
Oh, I can't imagine. Yeah.
Oh, so this is no joke. I slept on a blow up mattress for 6, 7 months.
Wow.
I told my coach I would have slept out of a car, and I would have. I would have slept out of my car if it really would have been into it, because that's a God, the game of baseball, man. That's just what it is for me. I'd play it till I stopped breathing if I could.
Yeah, that's great. What an experience. I'm sure you enjoyed your time up there.
Oh, absolutely. Like I said, yeah, Coach Shank, who's now a coach at Southern New Hampshire University. He got D2 Coach of the Year last year. I was able to go through a lot of different coaches that, I learned a lot from. Really
Yeah.
lucky from that experience.
So you got your undergrad and your master's. Did you know all along that you were going to come home, or did you just land here because you found a job?
No, so I really wanted to stay up in Boston. I figured out how expensive it was staying up there.
Yeah.
And it was a struggle. So I kind of moved back, and literally before I even got back, Coach Gray had texted me and was like, "You want to join the staff?" All of that. So that kind of drew me back home because I was I was supposed to help out and fit the next year go in as a head coach candidate for my college. My college ended up folding under.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the school ended up shutting down. So that plan for me shut down big time. So I ended up just coming back, especially coming back with the opportunity to coach with Coach Gray, who, when I played at Bellevue, like I said, I wouldn't want to play for anybody else besides Coach Gray. But me and my brother Brett, I could talk about hours for too. We were best friends, and we always talked about how if we didn't play for Coach Sanders, we would have loved to play for Coach Gray. And it was just because of the fire the guy had. And when he asked me to come coach back, I was like, I'll be there in 14 hours.
Well, Kevin Gray is one of the best. I enjoy talking with him. He's been on here a couple times, and he'll be on again soon. But he's got quite a legacy that he has built and continues to succeed over there at Beechwood.
Oh yes, and you don't know, this man's got 100 years left in him. I'm telling you. It's,
Yeah,
I'm right behind him. My loyalty's all behind that man. I've got everything. Like I said, other than Coach Sanders, Kevin Gray, Coach Gray, I owe my life to too, because
yeah.
when I was down and out, he was he made sure my family was taken care of. Like, he really, like, in every aspect there was, he made sure my family was taken care of. And I guess that is great.
Well, and let's talk about that because that's one of the main reasons I wanted to get with you is to hear about your story because it's not been all, what do they say, rainbows and unicorns because you suffered some health concerns. And I'm not even going to try to, I guess, understand or explain it to the listeners because this is your story to tell. So why don't you kind of get into that and lead us down that path?
Okay, so the name of this is it's called pilocytic astratoma. It's cannot spell it the way it sounds, but it's a very rare type of brain tumor. It grows slowly, but it does not typically grow to other body parts. It just typically grows from the brain, the spinal cord, and the brain. Um,
When did you first start having concerns or issues that you thought that there was something wrong?
oh man, I had my surgery January of last year. I was having issues for this reason during baseball season the year before. So it was a good 9 months
Wow.
before we found out what was really going on.
Okay.
Um, I had a surgeon, my brain surgeon was amazing. Um, and he finally figured it out and everything. I cannot pronounce his name.
No,
It's
that's
so hard.
okay.
But no,
No.
he did a great job of figuring everything out because I had my surgeon before was just sending me home like, you're okay, you're fine, everything like that, and just wasn't doing anything. And then this new surgeon said, well, let's do this with some contrast. And we did with contrast. And with contrast is it lights up the MRI basically.
Hmm.
It's basically like a highlighter to it. And once he did that, he found the tumor right there. It was large, and he was just like, it's growing pretty good." So he went and found all of that for me, and we like fast tracked it. But what he figured out for me though, it was slow growing. So he was able to give me time with my family during Christmas and during the New Year's, and then
Hmm.
we scheduled our appointment afterwards. His name is Dr. Nassar. My bad. Yes, he is a very popular surgeon at UC.
Gotcha.
He is, like I said, we got to him, we were prayers were answered, and he was our golden age for it, man. Like I said, it was a tough 8 9 months of like figuring out like because at first it was like, man, is this something that I'm just like mentally like going on with me? Like, do I need to fix something with myself? Like, and it was hard.
What were you experiencing? Was it headaches? Was it dizziness? Or tell me a little bit about that.
So yeah, it would be like almost a vertigo type headaches, dizziness, and then it basically would feel like a shooting. Somebody was taking a knife, stabbing at the top of my brain and dragging it all the way down my back.
Oh my gosh.
And that was constant from the time I woke up to the time I fell asleep. And obviously, like when you're going through that, you want to try to figure out. I went to different things to even try to figure out even through my baseball career. Like I was throwing a lot pitching here at Beechwood doing BP and stuff. So maybe I hurt my shoulder. Dr. Colosimo, which is, Dr. Colosimo, very popular doctor,
Hmm.
he checked me out and was like, dude, you're all good. You need to go back to your surgeon. And he kept sending me back, kept sending me back. And then finally they changed my surgeon. And I told Dr. Colosimo, you were right. And he goes, I'm not an idiot, man. I've been doing this for a little bit. I knew you weren't your shoulder wasn't hurt. But that's
Wow.
kind of how it kind of came about, and we figured things out. Uh, but it was a hard way of figuring it out. But
And
I I didn't think I'd ever get there.
well, what was the game plan once you had your surgery? You said it was January of 25. What was their plan? I mean, what did they tell you? What was the road to recovery? I mean, is this something they thought, hey, we take care of it now and it's going to be good forever? I mean, I don't know. With cancer, I guess you can never be 100% certain.
Yeah, so with this type of cancer and with how I wanted to go about life, they really didn't want to do the chemo or the uh, radiation therapy. So we
Hmm.
stayed away from that. Dr. Nassar, what he did was in the surgery is he created enough space to where if that tumor started to grow, that I wouldn't experience so much pain and I would be okay. And that is really helping out a lot. I'm
Gotcha.
finally starting to, he said, he goes, dude, you might not start feeling things for another year. Like this is going to be a long process. I was in Gateway Rehab Facility, the shout out Gateway Rehab Facility, because they were amazing. It's a rehab facility in Florence. I had to stay there about a month and a half and relearned basically. I relearned how to walk. Relearned how to do things. I lost all feeling in my legs and my hands. Still have zero feeling in those, but a lot of that was just kind of gaining motor skills back and being able to adjust to life with not being able to, feel things and get stronger.
Eric Barth is the branch manager for Coldwell Banker Realty in Northern Kentucky. Eric Barth, who is a lifelong resident of Northern Kentucky, has over 24 years of real estate experience and real estate appraisal experience. If you are interested in buying or selling property, or if you would like more information about beginning a career in real estate, contact Eric Barth at 859 912 2104 or visit his website at www.ericjbarth.com. That's ERICJBARTH.com. Eric Barth, Coldwell Banker Realty. That's amazing. And your rehab then, I guess, took you into what would have been the baseball season, right?
Yes, and I was still in rehab through the baseball season, man. I really wasn't supposed to really go to many games. Wasn't supposed to be out there. But anytime I woke up and I was like, I want to go out there, I got out there. And it was because, I mean, the kids at Beechwood were really a big reason why I even was able to keep a high spirit about things.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for these players, I would have I would have been in a dark hole, man. It's just true honesty. One player I got to shout out, Keegan Hutton, man. That kid, he was a senior last year, and he's playing college ball now, and he's got freshman tearing it up. And but last year he visited me at least once a week, even on
Oh,
days to where I was like, I'm not feeling too hot, dude. I don't know. He was like, no, I'm coming to visit you. And just because he knew, like, it didn't matter, like, how I was feeling, that 20 minutes after him being in there, it started to get my mood better,
yeah.
And gosh, man, that kid, like I said, he came, and other kids like Carson Welch, who was a senior last year, Matthew Cottingham, Carson Welsh, all those guys, they really helped me figure out, how to be happy through this process. To see that, just because I was out does not mean I was not a coach. Means I wasn't a part of it. They made sure of it that I stayed involved. And
Yeah.
it's got me in tears right now, man, but they were the big reason of the light there.
That's great. Well, Beechwood overall has just a great community of families and kids that go to that school. And that's just a true testament to what they're producing, regardless of whether they play sports or not. They're just good young men and women. And that shows when they come visit their coach who's in rehab, going through what you went through.
Yes, yeah. I mean, even like I said, my wife Haley, really fast. My wife Haley Haley Seiter, she was a huge part of everything, along with my mother. They really still kept them involved too. Like I said, my wife had to deal with my 2-year-old son by herself for months, and I mean, she's one of the strongest women I know. We were high school. We grew up together in Bellevue. Went to high school together in Bellevue. Stayed together through college, and she was amazing through everything. Was always like understanding about me having to go back and play. I mean, 6 years is a long time going back. So once I got done with that and coaching at Beechwood, we had crew, and it sucks that as soon as we had crew, a year later, I got sick, and she basically handled crew by herself for a full year. I mean, it's and but the a big yes, it's amazing. But a big part of it is that the Beechwood kids really kept her involved and really kept my mother involved and my son and just made sure everybody was okay, not just me.
Yeah. Were you able to get back up on your feet and actually coach last year, or was that way out of the realm?
Oh no, I was out there. I it was we were in the regional championship, and when we would during the whole regional tournament, if we sent a guy to the bullpen, I was hobbling down there with him.
Wow.
I was the bullpen guy because I couldn't just sit there. It was I don't care how I felt. I had to be doing something, and Coach Gray let that happen, and everybody did, and just made sure I was okay. And like I said, it was amazing. For a horrible experience, it had some light to it because of, like I said, because of these different groups of families that I had.
Yeah. I've talked to a lot of Northern Kentucky coaches. I mean, I played at Highlands and coached my boys. We have a strange camaraderie that I don't think other regions and or areas in the state or maybe across the country, in my opinion, have, because the coaches seem to all get along and there's such a sense of community that supports each other regardless of whether you're arch rivals or not. It's just amazing to see the families out there support one another. And when I read that article about you on, I think it was Link NKY, about everybody just coming out to support you, and what you're telling me here too is just, it's amazing. We're very lucky to live here, and it's a nicely kept secret because I don't know that I'd want to live anywhere else in the United States.
You nailed it on the head with that, especially about the ninth region there. There really is. We go to all these coaches conventions and everything, and all these regions come together, and there is no like connection that there is with the ninth region coaches. And
Yeah,
that's from when you are starting to when you're done coaching. Like you still are a part of it, and it's like you said, the camaraderie, the closeness of the coaches and the families in the ninth region. You really don't want to be anywhere else. Like you said, it's a nicely kept secret because you don't want to you don't want people overfilling it and coming here taking our spots.
yeah,
But
right.
it really is the best. Like I said, Coach Pass and Coach all those guys like St. Henry. I mean, those guys were all about like helping me. I
Yeah,
mean, I couldn't thank them enough. I mean, they put baskets together, put money together, gift cards together, and everything for me. That was great. And that was just one team. And
yeah,
that's not even, like I said, more than just them helped out. It was just a bunch of like guys and families and girls coming together of just making sure that I was okay. And for that, it made me feel amazing, especially with, like, I was a small kid from Bellevue, never expected anything like that, or even people to think like that. And I just, like I said, I couldn't thank people enough. And that's why I say I owe myself to my loyalty to Coach Gray. But that's also the ninth region, man. Like I said, these coaches, we stay together, and there's no camaraderie like it. But if you ever came to a coach's clinic and saw the ninth region coaches together, it's like a bunch of high school schoolgirls almost talking together. And it's like,
yeah,
look at those. It's like, look at those guys over there. They're wild. But hey, it's the best, man.
yeah. Well, fast forward to February of 2026. Now you're back. How you feeling? Are you 100%? Are you still on the road to recovery? And what's the prognosis for coaching this year?
So, coaching, I'm 100%.
Yeah.
Physically, I'm getting there. It's still about just gaining strength. And I think they said that's going to take a long time because basically I was learning everything from the start. Uh, and it's just about getting stronger. So I'm still doing like rehab courses and still doing a heavy doctor's appointments and still taking all the medications that they prescribe me in order to stay healthy. I do all that. But coaching, I'm 100% on, and I am substitute teaching at Beechwood now. They let me go back to work doing that. Beforehand, I was a crisis counselor at Regional School Program, which, if you've never heard of that school, it's an alternative school. I loved it, man. I loved working there. It's basically where, kids that are having trouble behavioral wise inside their school, they come to us. And that's where, like I said, I loved working with that group. But it was very physical. And doctors told me I was not allowed to go back to that,
Uh,
unfortunately. Broke my heart because I loved it. But a substitute opened it up at Beechwood, and I've been running with that, and I've been loving it.
Well, you love kids, obviously, and being school now, teaching is a true sign of that. I don't know that I could do it. I love kids, but sometimes it's difficult to. I love my kids, but sometimes I don't like them. So
Dude, exactly. I get it, and that's where I'm telling you, that's where the Coach Sanders in me it comes out, and it's just you look at a group of kids and you see potential, and you're just like, I want to guide them through that potential to the very end, and
yeah,
it's just that's where that Coach Sanders kicks into me.
Beechwood Tigers. They're always a threat to go deep into the tournament. Tell me what you think about the team this year.
I have a lot of confidence in this team. I think this team has the potential to be one of the best teams that come out of Beechwood in the last decade. I mean, and that says a lot to where the Beechwood has been the last decade.
Sure.
We have that potential. Like I said, that's the potential we have. Now it's all about executing that potential, and that's kind of where, day one starting with tryouts. That's what it starts with stretching. You got to make sure you're in tune with the stretching going on forward, and that's where we're starting as coaches. We got to start nipping that stuff in the butt early. And today, I'll give it to Coach. I yelled at the boys today because they were not stretching the right way. And then Coach Gray yelled at me because I didn't get on him like beforehand about it. And that's exactly how winning programs go. Because I held the boys accountable, Coach Gray held me accountable. And
Yeah,
that's exactly how it's supposed to go. And Coach Gray holds himself accountable more than anybody.
sure.
And coaching wise, I mean, I'll say this on air. I think we have the best coaching staff in the state of Kentucky. And that's my confidence in our staff. But player wise, like I said, we could be dominant. We could be really good, but it's just all about whether or not, we execute as a team. But I have confidence we will.
I know last year you guys had a couple players coming in from football that were injured, and is everybody healthy for the most part? Knock on wood, right now.
Yes, yes, no, we've got a full healthy squad right now. That's where we're making sure we try to keep it that way.
Yeah,
My biggest thing is arm care before anything. I
sure.
mean, the I had a Coach Doyle. We had and but I just call him Coach Doyle because he doesn't like his first name on the air. I put his actually I'm going to say it in it because it's my child's middle name. His name's Charlie Doyle. He lives in Quincy, Massachusetts. He's a Saudi guy. He's an Irish Saudi guy. But his big philosophy was the best ability is availability. So if you're hurt, you can't do nothing. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
that's why it's built into my head that, number one is the arm care. We keep everybody healthy and all the other aspects too, stretching wise, making sure guys stay loose, all that stuff. We just try to keep a healthy team now that, it's rare that you start out with a healthy 100% team. You know what I mean?
yeah. Well, that's great. Well, let's give yourself a little plug too, because I know you're now doing lessons on the side, and that is where are you giving lessons, and how could someone reach out if they wanted to get some from you?
So I've been doing my lessons out at the Erlanger batting cages. Place has been open since before I was a kid.
Oh yeah, I hit there.
Oh yeah, it's right there on Dixie Highway. I'm sure everybody has been there at least once.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
Mark Fields owns that now, and he was nice enough to be like, Briley, you come do lessons. You just figure things out and get yourself rolling, and then we'll get things rolling after that. So he's had me like doing that really well there, and I've been getting stuff going, signed up. So you can either reach out to myself through Facebook. I'm on Facebook, Briley Seiter, or reach out to my phone number, which will contact me through Messenger. And then also you can contact the dugout, Mark Fields. They will also set up scheduling as well. But like I said, I do all ages, and I've been getting all ages, and it's been a lot of fun. I love getting back into this stuff.
Yeah. Well, it's obvious listening to you talk about the sport. It's a passion of mine and clearly a passion of yours. And I know it probably runs throughout your family top to bottom. You clearly have done something that I always tell my boys, and that's surround yourself with good people because that's how you lead yourself down the right path. And you definitely are on the right path and are giving back to the community now. I'm glad to see that you're getting back to your healthy ways, and I'm anxious to see how the Beechwood Tigers do this year. We're going to do a little preview here in the next few weeks after some of these teams get their feet wet with the tryouts, and I'm going to have Coach Kevin Gray on, who's always a fan favorite, and listen to him talk for a while.
Yes. Man, I love listening to him. His last one when he was on here, it was awesome. He's anytime anybody listening, he does do some football games for Beechwood Tigers on the broadcast. So if you want to go listen to him talk all day, he's on there. It's awesome. He could be a broadcaster, man. He's great.
He really could. Well, hey, Bradley, I appreciate your time. Best of luck to you with your health and with the Beechwood Tigers and with teaching there and the substitute role and whatever else might be down the road in your career.
Yes. Hey, thank you. Like I said, I just keep things rolling. And if any little guys are listening out there or teenagers are listening, like Joe said, surround yourself with great people. And the biggest thing that, I learned growing up young and going into older is that if you're a good person, then that'll set you up for a lot in life. So being a good person and doing the right thing, that's two things that'll set you up for good in life and in sports. So thank you for having me, Joe. And anytime else you want me on here, man, I'm game. This was fun.
Love to do it. Thanks again. Appreciate your time.